Alright guys, welcome to episode 5 of Out of the Shadows. Today we're going to be talking about motivation, but I actually wanted to start off talking about inspiration. Now, inspiration is obviously going to feed motivation. If you see someone who inspires you, you're going to want to take action. You're going to want to get outside your comfort zone, maybe do something similar to what that particular person is doing. Now, the two people I'd like to give a shout out to, I follow them on Instagram. Their company is called Heart of a Hero. It's Ricky Mena and Kendall Mena. They go and visit children with serious illnesses and even terminal illnesses, and they do it dressed up as Spider-Man and Spider-Gwen, which I think is amazing. I came across one of Ricky's posts. Someone who I follow followed him, and I saw a picture of Spider-Man hugging this little boy. So I got to see his page and his wife's page and all the little lives that they've touched, and it's really amazing. It's truly inspiring. You know, the strength of character it takes to do something like that is indescribable. Most recently, they had put up a post. They went to visit a young girl. She's 14, and she is struggling with PTSD, depression, and anxiety. They brought along their therapy dog in training, and based on the pictures I saw, the girl seemed to be, very much uplifted. She looked happy, which is great. I mean, again, to put yourself out there, not only for people with physical illnesses, but for someone with mental illness, excuse me, it's awesome. So, please go follow them. It's at Ricky Mena. It's RICKYMENA, and at Kendall Mena 5. That's KENDALL 5. They're awesome. I see their posts, periodically, and it inspires me. It uplifts me. It makes me want to help people. It honestly, it restores my faith in humanity. I think we can all get caught up in this feeling that most people are bad and out for themselves, and clearly, these two individuals are dedicating their lives to helping other people and to making a difference. So absolutely, go follow them, check them out. I highly recommend it. So let's get into motivation. Now, when you're depressed, I think we have a problem with getting stuck in this thought process that, you know what, I'll do X, Y, and Z when I'm ready. And you constantly wait till, all right, well, when am I going to feel ready? When will I feel ready to socialize, to go out and do some errands, to maybe apply for a job, apply for school, whatever it might be. And there are times when you need additional help, professional help, the help of a therapist, the help of a psychiatrist, even just on a non-professional level, the help of your family and friends. There are times when you kind of need to get to a place where you are more ready, so to speak. But in a very general sense, none of us ever feel ready. And that doesn't just go for someone struggling with depression or anxiety. It goes for anyone, someone you could be offered a new job. You could know, this is going to pay me a lot more money. It's going to be more fulfilling. You're still going to be scared, and you're not going to be quote unquote ready. It's scary. That's how life is. And it took me a long time to realize that I wasn't, crazy or something. It's part of the human experience. So, with depression specifically, you have to kind of tell yourself, all right, I don't feel ready, but I'm going to try this anyway. Now, that's not to say to go out and try everything. All right, I'm going to go run my errands. I'm going to apply for a job. I'm going to go see the doctor, all in one day. No, of course not. That's too much. If you overwhelm yourself, you're going to be like, oh my God, this is why I don't do these things, and you're going to stop. So I think the key is to break things down into smaller tasks, to kind of set time frames. So let's take, for example, you need to clean your apartment. So instead of saying, well, I'm going to dust, I'm going to vacuum, I'm going to reorganize everything in one day, decide, you know what, all right, well, today I'm going to vacuum my bedroom. And that's all you have to do. That's all you're going to do. You set a small goal, and then once you meet that goal, you start to build momentum. You feel good about it. You feel good about yourself. It makes it less intimidating. You're not trying to take on everything at once. So, absolutely break things down into smaller chunks. I would say that's really the way to do it. The other thing that is kind of perplexing when we're experiencing depression is even our hobbies and recreational activities, we don't want to do it. You know, stuff that we used to love to do, whether it's drawing, playing an instrument, listening to music, reading, you know, a sport, whatever it is, all of a sudden you don't want to do it. You don't feel like doing it. And previously you would do it without thinking. You would make time specifically to do it. And it's very difficult, and it's kind of a scary place in some ways, because you're like, wow, you know, I love this. This is something that I enjoy. Like, I don't want to do this. Like, what's wrong with me? What's going on? So, you know, it's not uncommon at all. It's very common when you're experiencing depression. And I think, you know, it's kind of like the general stuff I mentioned. You make time and you make it a goal in some ways. You know, if you're in a really dark place right now and it's really difficult, something as simple as, well, my goal this week is one day I'm going to sit down for 15 minutes and I'm going to draw. If you're in a better place, you know, you could schedule it for a daily kind of activity. All right, well, you know, 10 minutes every day I'm going to draw. 5 minutes a day I'm going to play my guitar, whatever it is. And the more you do it, eventually you start to get that old feeling of like, wow, this is a good time. I'm starting to enjoy this. You build that momentum. You start to feel the progress. You start to notice the progress. Like I said, initially, you're not going to feel great about it, whether it's, like I said, that or running errands, the general stuff. You're not going to feel good immediately. You know, I wish it were that easy, but there are times you're going to have to go and you don't want to. Now, so the real trick, so to speak, is how do you get started on something? You know, finding motivation to just get started in general. That's hard enough. What I do, and her name is Mel Robbins, she uses this tactic and I use it myself. Let's say I need to work out. And I'm sitting there going like, oh my God, I don't feel like this. I don't want to do this today. And I'm looking at the clock and I'm like, maybe I'll do it later. I stop myself and I'm like, all right, I'm going to count backwards from 5. And when I hit 1, I'm going to get up and go do it. And that is Mel Robbins' tactic. She specifies to count backwards. There's some neurological reason for that, but I do it. It does work. In my mind, it is somewhat of a sense of kind of forcing/pushing yourself. And, you know, that goes along with other things for me. When, you know, I need to do things, whether it's work out, socialize, whatever it might be, in my head, I'm like, listen, I know you don't feel like doing this, but you're going to do it. And you're going to do it right now. Does it always work? No, but it does. It has helped me to create this necessary pressure, this kind of push to get me going. And I've found it to be very beneficial. Again, guys, like I've said, when you're depressed, when you're anxious, fall back on logic. You know, if you don't want to do something, or if you don't feel like doing something, what I will tell myself is, well, if I do this, it could make me feel better. This could lead to me feeling better. And obviously, what do we all want to do when we're depressed? Ultimately, you want to feel better. Whether, you know, someone's having thoughts of harming themselves or wishing they weren't here, that kind of thing. I think deep down, everyone really, all you want is you want to feel better. You know, you want to get out of that pain. And in order to do that, we need to take steps that, like I said, we're scared to take. We might not want to take them. It might cause temporary pain. You might experience fear, certainly. And, you know, courage isn't the absence of fear. Courage is acting in the face of fear. If you're not afraid, you know, in a scary situation, you know, no matter what it is, I don't care if you have depression or not, someone could be offered an awesome job that they know it's going to pay them better. They're going to feel a bigger sense of accomplishment. Like, all around, it's great. You're still going to be scared, you know, no matter who you are. So you're going to, even in that great situation, there's some fear that you're going to have to go past. And in less ideal situations where you have to kind of go out and seek things, you're going to be afraid. You're going to be afraid to try. You're going to be afraid of that rejection, and you have to feel that fear and do it anyway. I know that sounds very simplistic, but it's getting yourself acclimated to that fear and being able to go a little bit further each time. All right, now as I've mentioned in past videos, there's a time limit if you only have a certain amount of subscribers, so tell your friends for one thing. And please let me know if you guys have any questions, if you have any ideas for future videos, anything like that. Please let me know. I value your input, and I'd love to hear from you. So please like, share, and subscribe as always, and I will see everyone next week. Thanks.